Peggy Anne Salz. We are live at Mobile Growth Summit. I'm pleased to collaborate with these guys. They have a great show going on, and we have live podcasts all day long. Movers, shakers, visionaries, we're doing it all. We're mixing it up. My guest right now, Tanya Sardana, CEO of Flyshot. At first, before I thought, welcome you to the show, I thought, oh, I got to check this out. But you're a very new company, which is very exciting because you're in a space where I'm hearing so much at the event today and over the last 2 days, influencer marketing. I thought it was out. I thought it was been there, done that, because we couldn't account for it. But you're telling me about Flyshot. What are you doing to make influencer marketing sort of ready for prime time again?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And, I can attest to the fact where it was out and about. I used to be an advertiser at L'Oreal running these multi-million-dollar influencer campaigns. And there was no way that we could actually attribute any form of conversion or figure out a ROAS because, we were using vanity metrics.
Yeah.
What would happen as a case study is think of it, let's say an iOS app that has an in-app subscription.
All right.
And so these are two campaigns we've done that performed excellently, about 150% ROAS on average.
Wow.
So what happened is what we do, we ask the advertiser to create a promotion on this in-app purchase, typically in the form of a 10% off, 20% off in-app subscription.
Okay.
Typically this would happen in the form of a promo code, which is this alphanumeric promo code that users would remember has a conversion rate of less than 0.01%. So forget those. Yeah. But what we do, the easiest way...
snap a picture of it?
Exactly. The promo code is inside the image itself. Let's say that you're a user and you see this Instagram post of the girl saying, hey, take a screenshot of my photo to unlock 10% off your in-app subscription. Right. So the incentive is a 10% off. You're like, oh, I want that. You take a screenshot. Let's say you're a new install. You open Headspace and you see this beautiful window. I'll send you the graphics so you can put this in the video.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it says, screenshots and photos, a new way to apply promotions. Just give access to photos and the promo will be redeemed automatically. You see the same screenshot of the influencer that you just took a photo of, so you're reaffirmed as to why you did that. And then you click on scan for promos. We asked you for access to your camera roll. That's a one-time permission. And after that, we send you an alert saying, nice screenshot. You just unlocked 10% off your monthly subscription.
That is so seamless. That is so smart.
And so this in-app alert, now it also says, go sign up now before you redeem it. And
so you're getting me not just to have that promo, but to go in full.
Exactly, and go and
get
explore the app. So we're driving you to the conversion. And so sign up in this case is a preliminary event that we're also tracking and attributing to the influencer. And finally, when the influencer does the sign up, we send another alert saying, oh, now you finally unlocked that 10% off. It's a iOS alert, cancel buy, iOS purchase. Click on buy. That in-app purchase ID is tracked by us, and we report the data. And now we can say this influencer drove $52,382 to be that precise of in-app purchase.
That's what a marketer wants to hear, because that was the problem with influencer marketing. It was like, this is not trackable. I mean, a tracking link, great, but I can't really account for this.
Exactly.
But that's very smart. Is this your IP? You thought of this personally?
IP.
I mean, you're CEO, so
yeah.
Did you take credit for that too? Or?
Oh yeah. We're me and my CTO were listed as the inventors in the patent.
Another thing that's really interesting about this, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, is I can imagine some app marketers coming to you just because they want to get a better feel around incremental value of what they're doing. So this is like the best test.
Absolutely, it's a great test.
It's like I can actually see I did X. This is the increase. I'm not paying twice for these people. They really only came in once.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's CPA based, right?
Okay.
So we're giving free installs, no CPI.
Okay.
And whenever the events happen, so in this case a sign up and then in an app purchase, we're charged for those events. So there's almost no risk for an advertiser to get started.
So they must be banging down the door. Name some interesting companies that you've had for clients.
Well, so we have Pixar, Checkout 51, Drop. Okay. These are all companies. Checkout 51, Drop. They signed letters of intent while we were still in development. So 9-month-old company.
I was gonna say 9 months.
9 months.
We've been
sprinting.
To a flying start.
Oh my God, I don't sleep.
We could do a show about how you just keep it going, because it's incredible. What are you noticing also about the influencer community? Because in a way, this is very cool, because even people who don't have a certain cool factor can say, hey, I could get involved because I have my niche audience. I can make this work. I mean, theoretically, I can make it work, right?
Yeah.
Check out our podcast, take this image, get something going, because there are micro influencers. You don't have to think about the size anymore, or do you think about nano and micro and all that stuff?
That's a great question, because you know what, the size doesn't matter, because if you look at the engagement rate that's currently used as the performance KPI, what is the engagement rate? It's the number of likes plus
Likes. It's
comments.
a popularity contest.
Exactly,
Yeah.
over the number of followers. It's an equation.
Right.
And each one of those variables can be faked, bot.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, we have something like the conversion rate, which truly is denominated by real transactions, real mobile transactions. So a nano influencer may have a high conversion rate than
Yeah.
a celebrity. And it's really about
Yeah, because
whether they
maybe they're
can...
more genuine. I'm hearing that a lot. You want an influencer who identifies with the brand
Yeah,
and might not be doing their own personal brand as well.
Absolutely. And are their followers going to make a purchase or not?
Yeah.
It's very hard to predict that, because it's, are their followers going to make a purchase?
Yeah.
And so that KPI, conversion rate for influencers, has not existed in the past. And so our technology is able to give that. And not only for influencers, so we're pivoting this to any content.
I was
right?
just going to say, you could do really any content. You could
Yeah.
you could do like any digital content, music, books, you name
any
it.
organic branded
Bands will
content.
love you. Bands that are always complaining to me off the record about how they don't really feel at home on Spotify or other platforms.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
that's a fact. If you're an indie, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's like democratizing access in a way to influencer marketing. It's also making it very legit.
Yes. Pure KPIs, pure transactions.
So what do you have, like a conversation now with a marketer? How does it sound? An app marketer, you're able to go to a completely different way. I mean, what does the pitch sound like?
You know what? I have realized that simply the statement, CPA campaigns for influencers, opens doors. It's enough. And you know what? I tested this. So Pixart and Skills, I sent them just a cold one-liner on LinkedIn, and a few others that responded exactly the same way. And
It's magical, I think.
It's magical, just that. Because, these are people that get bombarded by vendors all the time.
Yeah.
And so they never respond to like cold one-liners, and that's all I had to say.
We'll get you 100% engaged traffic. All that stuff, I've heard that. And I just did an interview with Skills, actually. I did an article in Forbes. I mean, great company. And I could see that because some of their players are influencers and champions. A lot of cool women playing in the casual games that can maybe bring in a community as well. So I can see it.
Absolutely. And with influencers, it's a confirmation bias, right? So it's almost like watching for games. It's great because you're like watching someone else play. And that's the best form of, persuasion, but really driving someone to convert versus serving them an ad. Let's face it, not everyone loves ads,
Right.
but they like consuming content that's, let's say posted organically by people they like. So we're able to monetize
and
that
turning
correctly.
it into a business model, because I remember being very excited by influencer marketing. I thought, this is really cool, because we are ultimately, mobile tribes, mobile communities. This has to work, but then it just blew.
Yeah.
And marketers were coming to me saying, we're trying to figure out how to think of attribution here. How do we tell that this influencer influenced this action?
You can't correlate.
Exactly. And they were like, well, you can do this model, and you can, you can work at it. You can do regression and hope, right?
Yeah.
So you're 9 months old, which is great. I know I'm going to be looking into this for my other content as well. Where does it go from here? I mean, you got patent pending, so I guess, you get the patent and you go full blown and do apps for a while, then digital, or what's the roadmap look like?
Well, so we're focused on apps simply because, with that granular transaction data, that's our holy grail, where we want to be able to drive that $4.99 purchase at scale.
Or subscriptions, which is just awesome.
Oh my God. And we only charge for the first one, so the LTV from us is just excellent.
Exactly.
But that's why we'll keep on apps. So I don't think we'll go to web. And, for what's coming forward. So we're 11 people now in Toronto.
Okay.
And
and you don't sleep, so that's actually 12.
That's a good point.
11 plus 1, but no, seriously. But a small team. What do you do? You scale it, or you keep it
We are absolutely
small and
scaling.
focused?
No.
So you're hiring.
Hiring like
Hiring
crazy.
is the word. Okay.
Absolutely. So we will be at least a 25% company before the end of the year.
Okay.
We're raising a large seed round, very shortly. Right now, we're almost kind of overwhelmed with demand, where our platform has, been vigorously tested in terms of QA. The technology is being tested, and we just have so much advertiser interest that it's not really the intention anymore. Like, I came here, I'm like, okay, it's good to network, but really we have so much inbound where right now it's about delivery.
Yeah.
And so our next few months will simply be about doing campaign after campaign, generating data, and that the data sells itself.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's really.
You're going to release some of that data as well, because people love these benchmarks.
Absolutely.
Yeah? So what's an uplift I could expect? Like right now, you were telling me some numbers offline. What am I looking at here on ROAS?
So ROAS, at least 150% increase.
Okay,
Reason why is because we're discounting the CPAs compared to Facebook by at least 30% and giving free installs.
Okay.
So you can imagine that effect that has on a ROAS, where for us, we're deciding our CPAs. It's up to us.
Yes.
Right? So an advertiser can come to us and say that this works with my margin. This is what I'm paying Facebook. I'm going to say 30% off.
Yeah. And you decide the discount because it's really well thought out from step to step. I get it.
And we know we convert, so we also make money on the CPA, so we're incentivized to drive that conversion.
Yeah.
And so, the uplifts have been incredible. An average conversion rate for a user doing the first event is around 22%. After they see that window, the social promotion window. Okay. That window, some user feedback we received is, I love that window. I totally made my purchase. I'm coding them because I saw the influencer's image in the app itself.
And you know where you are in that image, in that app. You know where you are in the flow, right?
Yes.
A lot of things, I remember campaigns, it's like, do this, and then you land there, it's like, where, what, I'm lost. It's not that immediate. It's just not that seamless. Here it's like literally take a picture, go up, upload it in the moment.
It scans it, no uploading either.
Yeah,
right?
It's scanning, I mean, exactly.
Yeah. You some better. People say that, but it's completely automated, the user needs to do almost nothing, and it's a fun experience.
So where'd you get the idea for this? Because I was looking at your LinkedIn. I mean, you've got a lot of experience, a lot of different brands. Was it like a pain point where it's like, you know what, we have influencer marketing, but I can't deal with this. It's eating up budget. I can't answer to my boss. I mean, what was it that gave you the idea?
Totally. So it all started when I was at L'Oreal, and we were doing, multi-million-dollar campaigns for Maybelline, Gigi Hadid, influencers, and for store visits, like what is the ROAS, what is the conversion? So it was just completely being, I was head of digital strategy, and it was just a big blank hole. And then I had some personal influencer campaigns that I did, and I felt the pain from their end as well, and I know how easy it is to go and buy the fraudulent bots and all that. And so
it's hard for them as well to prove their worth.
Exactly.
Now they can.
Exactly. And to that point, it's very interesting to see how influencers are responding to this, because the feedback we've received so far, and at first I was a little skeptical. I'm like, celebrities typically get paid, $250,000 for a post. Are they going to do this on a purely performance basis? And I myself was surprised. And I'm, of course, the biggest believer in this, and I was surprised in that I was like, they'll do it for $15 a subscription. And the way we convince them, and the way we I don't even have to convince them now, but the way we present it is that you are able to prove your worth. And this is me telling them, can you imagine how many brand deals you'll get after
if you can say how many sales you really influenced?
Exactly.
That's a lot stronger than saying I've got followers.
Exactly.
And again, to that point, I've been talking to some companies that have very niche products, and they go for these very niche audiences, like runners and climbers and sports people. Now because they're out doing their thing, they're out doing whatever it is they're doing in fitness. They're not thinking about their personal brand. They're not feeding their Instagram all the time.
Right.
They're just doing it, and so that gives them the power to say, hey, the running community looks up to me because I'm always out there running.
Yeah.
And now they can show that worth.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Before it was like just get a whole army of people to take care of your social profile.
Yeah.
You go out and run, right?
Yeah.
So I get that. What are some stories maybe about where you could see this coming? First, you're going to deliver. But I'm also excited about the idea of this going out to other media. I mean, I know you'll be in apps first. It's really important. But have you thought about that? Have you been talking to others in music and, indie movies and short films and all that good stuff? Because you could.
Absolutely. So the beauty of it is that we work with apps simply because of that tracking, because we get really granular with the tracking, but the genre is something we can expand all over. So, with music, Spotify is an excellent. In fact, we have the Spotify example on our landing page, right? And so music is excellent. In movies,
I didn't even look there and I thought about it.
It's quick. We need to, we're working, so you see it's a landing page. We've been so busy with the platform, we have to, invest time into the topical and aesthetic things.
Yeah.
But, it's good. It's coming along. And on the note of, genre is something we can cover, right? So if, for example, it's if it's movie theater, if it's indie movies, if they have a mobile app and they know the conversion they want to drive, and that's my first question, is what is something that's to an advertiser, is what is something that's valuable for you to drive inside your app? What is conversion? And we work with types of conversion. We work with in-app purchases, iOS-driven in-app purchases and Android also, subscriptions. And then we work with internal payments where the transactions don't go through the Apple and the Google Play stores. Right? So if you look at Uber Eats, if you look at any other shopping app, they have their own internal payment systems to facilitate those transactions. So we're able to do drive transaction data through those types of transaction apps as well, of course. And food delivery apps are massive for us. Just promo codes are.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That would be a natural as well.
Right.
Well, this is fantastic, Tanya. I mean, we talked about what's next for the company. How about for yourself? I mean, if you get time to think about it, I mean, I can see you actually inspiring a lot of entrepreneurs, not just women entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs. Just you got a startup, you got 9 months, you've got the plan. What's next for you? Are you going to share some of that, or focus more on just building the business?
Yeah, I'm happy to inspire along the way. I get a lot of little girls messaging on Instagram, teenage girls, and I love that. I'm happy to. I believe in leading by example, so I'm never going to go out of my way to do it. But if they want to follow my journey, then I'm happy to actually do it and execute, right? And actually build something that's valuable. And so the next year for us is really, growing the company, growing the business, proving ourselves and establishing ourselves as a reputable marketer, reputable vendor for
and making it possible that we really take influencer marketing to the next level and take it seriously.
That is something. So we're completely disrupting this industry. I'm very excited about that.
Well, you look like someone who could disrupt the industry. So absolutely. Tanya, it's been a joy to make your acquaintance. I'll be watching your company. I know I watch companies and I know when I see something and this is bringing new interest and energy back to influencer marketing, I know that I can be connecting with you in the short term just to see what's going on. Just check and see what you're up to. I'd love to do that again. Thanks for being on the show.
I would love, to keep in touch with you. You're the best. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Peggy.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure, Tanya.
Likewise.
Good luck. And thank you from Mobile Growth Summit. I'm Peggy Anne Salz, and we're live. Come on down.